beautiful winter's day in Adelaide. Nice 20 degrees. I have missed the slightly warmer weather though, to be perfectly honest. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another vlog, and as always, I just wanted to say thank you for those who have watched, who have commented. Your comments have been really nice, and you know, like I said, and I always will say, it just does give me that confidence boost, and it is nice to know that you're appreciating what I do. You know, it's I don't know, it's kind of cool. So, as always, and like I said, I just want to say thank you for that. This vlog today, I just wanted to talk about communicating. Especially as a teacher, it's going to be important for me to be able to communicate effectively, even if it's something that I'm not necessarily passionate about, or not necessarily something that I had interest in, or something that I really know much about. And that's the thing about a teacher, you know, when you're in school, you always assume that the teacher just knows everything, until you're in the teenage years, and obviously you're trying to outsmart your teacher, and you kind of realize they don't. But even still now, like, it is a bit of a pressure trying to go into a classroom, and there's a lot of expectation for me personally on myself, but you know, from everybody else on me, to make sure that I'm communicating properly, I'm delivering the right message and delivering it in the right way, in an effective way, so that people can learn. Also with these videos, I mean, it's important for me to communicate what I'm saying. I think every video so far, after I've posted it, I've kind of thought of like 6 or 7 different things, and I'm just like, why didn't I say that? And I think it's just because I'm a little bit panicky, and you know, sometimes I try to have a little bit of notes down, but sometimes it's just literally me talking, and I don't always think of it. I'm a little bit conscious of like how much I'm talking, and you know, how long the video is going to be, and all that sort of thing, and trying to make it flow a little bit, so if it's a conversation, I can kind of manage that a little bit better. Considering it's with myself, I should be able to do that. Just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it is hard to communicate. There's so many things that I've watched in my lifetime, whether it's a documentary or, you know, a speaker in school, or just talking in conversation. You know, you're listening to someone really closely and you're taking it all in, and everything they say makes perfect sense. Like, someone could explain quantum physics to me, and I'm like, wow, that's like, I get it now, like I understand it. And then I try to go and tell that to somebody else, and it's just like, just go and refer to that guy or that lady, like they know what they're talking about. It's just like, I don't know what it is, but you know, it would be so one of the like the big okay hold on, superhero powers, right? Like if I had to pick one, there's so many, like flying, invisibility, like all that, like that would be really, really cool. But honestly, like a photographic memory for me would be the best thing. Like, you could just do so much. If you could just pick up any book you wanted to be like, yeah, I'm just going to learn this today. I'm going to learn the foundations of law. I'm going to learn what ancient Rome was like, and every leader and their family history. And I'm just going to know it, like, off by heart. Like, that would be so cool. I'd be really happy with that. But, you know, it is a bit of pressure, and I want to be able to deliver the right message, and you want to be able to do it effectively. And anyone who's been in schooling, which obviously would be most of us, you know that there's the smart kids and the kids who kind of just get left behind because they don't necessarily understand mathematics, or they don't understand English, or they can't write or read very well, and they kind of just cruise along and get carried along a bit, and no one gives them another chance. It's just like, no, you've missed the boat, you're too far behind, and good luck to you. I don't know, it's hard, and so for me, one of my personal goals is to make sure that no child gets left behind. I know that sounds a little bit corny or whatever, but no, I don't know, I empathize with every single kid, every single person. I feel like, you know, there's just so many ways that my life could be turned around, and I could be in that position, and I wouldn't want to be in that position, and I would hope that there are people who can help, will help. And so I guess that's why teaching is sort of my starting point once I finish my degree. And I've definitely said this before, but you know, it's not my end goal. I'm not exactly sure where I want to go, whether I want to do it on a bigger scale, whether I want to work with other teachers to come up with a better system and a better education system or curriculum. But I think the most important thing is being able to have that kind of belief, or that pedagogy where you're just trying to include everybody, and not everyone is going to be great at mathematics, or not everyone's going to be great at sport, and not everyone's going to be great at music or art, but there are going to be people who are gifted in that, who want to put more time into that, who want to be successful in something, because the school systems don't necessarily give that feeling of success to everyone if you don't fit the mold of a normal standardized testing school system. And my heart goes out to those kids, so that's where I want to make a difference. These kids are going to be, I should stop calling them kids, these children are going to be our future leaders. They're going to be in charge and making decisions for the next generations. And I just feel every generation will be more intelligent, will be smarter, but it's just getting to that point and making sure that we don't let them down, that we don't let anybody down. And not just for me as a teacher, but for anyone in any situation. Teach people what teach people skills, just help people out. You may not have the same passion as everybody else, but I don't know, whatever the case, it's important to communicate, like I said, whether it be your friends and it's exchanging different skills, or your children, or your family members, or your parents, or your grandparents, or a stranger in the street. Do your bit, just teach something, pass it on. I mean, that's how generations did it long before us. Yes, we have the internet, but there's also value in communicating to people. You can teach more in that way. It's kind of like this argument, do you really need teachers, or is Google going to be enough? Of course the internet has way more information than what I can give anybody. But I think it's about giving structure and where to begin, what knowledge is important. And obviously I'm not even going to be able to give students everything that they need. And this is why I think it should be almost compulsory. I never like doing compulsory things. I don't like forcing anybody into anything. But I think it should be encouraged that in schools people aren't sort of pigeonholed and bottlenecked into one career for the rest of their life in particular subjects. You're told, I don't know what it's like in everybody else's country, but in Australia it's your final couple of years of school are pretty much there to determine the rest of your life. And to me it's just mind-boggling. It's no, I don't want to make that kind of decision at 17. The 17-year-old me, I had no idea what was going on in anything. I was so sheltered, no way. But it would have been nice to be encouraged to try a whole range of different things, and not so much pressure being put on these decisions. I got told, thankfully, to try a range of subjects, do whatever interests me. So I think I did economics, psychology, English, maths. What was the other one? Geography. The biggest mix. And then I went into psychology, and then I've done medical science for a semester in university. Now I'm doing teaching, and now I'm doing law. It can't hurt to know a fair few different things, because it gives you a more holistic, wider scope, I guess, on things. I gotta stop saying the word things. But it gives you a wider scope on the world and how it works and how we interact and coexist together, and how different subjects may seem completely different, but to me, even by having an idea of law later in life, I'm going to understand the foundations. I understand the 3 branches of government and the way that it works. Doing law, doing teaching, whatever, it gives me 2 very different perspectives, but at the same time it gives me 2 very different options to take once I finish. I'm not screwed in one particular career, and that's not how I'm going to be defined. I refuse to be defined by one particular thing in my life. We have to look at everything in diverse and complex ways. It's just the way that the world is. It's how we need to accept how the future generations are going to be. There's going to be a wide range of family types, genders, sexualities. There's going to be mixed race families. There's going to be people from all different parts of the world, all put into these same sort of systems. So these systems really have to support this, and we have to be able to communicate things properly and effectively, and it's our responsibility, no matter what, even if you're not a teacher, to teach the truth, to speak the truth, whether it's about who you are or about the world in general. To deny people of fact or whatever, it's cruel, and I think it's misleading, and we all have a right to know truth. And I think this is something that bothers me when it goes up into politics, which I don't want to get too much into, but, you know, transparency, like, what's wrong with being honest? Honesty is far more interesting than made up stories. Like, the truth, to me, finding out how people, you know, struggle through things and, you know, triumph through things is so much more incredible to me, instead of just like, you know, oh yeah, no worries, I was just like the best of my class, and, you know, I didn't no worries, and yeah, no, I didn't struggle at all, it was easy, and I'm invincible, and I'm amazing. You know what, like, no, you know, you struggled, you felt something, you had to, you almost wanted to quit. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. The truth, it just, and I was about to say the truth sets you free. It's pretty corny, that's cliche. But communicating, like I said, whether it be about who you are and your strengths, and like I said, going through schooling, that's why it's important. We already know pretty much what we want to do, we just don't know it yet, if that makes sense. I think it does depend a lot on our environment and our upbringing and our support system. There's a lot at stake, there's a lot that goes all in together, and you know, whatever. It's just, it's about communicating, I think. I think this is where I'm sort of getting to this message, is just being able to make sure that however we communicate, to be honest with it, to be effective with it, and whether it's, you know, how I teach in the future, and being able to hopefully get every student engaged, even if it's something that they don't like, make sure I make it interesting for them, because that's my responsibility. Not everyone wants to be force-fed information. You have to make people want the information. When people realize that there is more out there, you'll find they do want to know, and sometimes it's about pointing them in the right direction, or providing them with something that maybe they haven't considered, or a different perspective, something to see it from. And that's all it's about, teaching, sharing experiences, and going from there, and making sure that the next generation knows what works and what doesn't. So we're constantly being progressive and moving forward as a global society, which is pretty much what we are at this point. Anywho, I should probably stop that there, and I've probably gone on like 6 different tangents or something like that by this point. But yes, I just wanted to say, like, I know I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it, like, to be honest, I'm going to keep saying it, but, you know, thank you. I genuinely mean it. It's, when I decided that I was going to start posting these things on YouTube, and doing this properly, I didn't know, you know, if it was going to be something I wanted to keep up, because, you know, I'm not going to force myself into something I don't like doing, but it is nice that I have wanted to keep going, and that's the important thing for me. Like I said, and I've obviously told you this, there's no point doing something you don't like. It's not going to last, it's not going to survive my lifetime if it's something that I don't enjoy doing. So it has been awesome for me to do this, but what's been even more awesome is the feedback, and just to see, I guess, where people are seeing this and viewing this, you know, whether it be like I said, Norway, Canada, US, Peru, the UK, Australia. Like, it's just cool to me, and it's just, I don't know, and I guess I'm just fascinated with people and demographics and statistics and whatever, but it's good to know some people are on the same wavelength. People are communicating. People are wanting to learn more and express themselves. You have a voice. Make sure you use it in whatever context or format that you want that to be. Just as long as you're being heard, feel the silence, you know, like, just do what you have to do to get where you have to go, and make sure that at the end of the day, it's who you are and what you want to do with your life. And again, I've just gone off on a tangent. So anyway, literally cutting it there. So until next time, thank you, and take it easy. Have a good day, whatever time of the day it is that you're watching this, or night. And I shall see you for my next video. So peace out.